Hello everyone and welcome to this exciting tutorial in which we are going to learn how to recreate this bouncing ball using Adobe Animate. I've included the background in the link on the description, and make sure at the end of the video you like, subscribe and share. Leave your comments and suggestions and questions as well. So let's dive into Adobe Animate and begin. So to begin with, we create our stage. I'm going to use the HD stage 1280 by 720. Leave the frame rate at 30 and action script, and you click create. Next, we resize our stage to fit to the window, and then first we import to library our park. I've included a park PNG in the description of this video, so you can download and follow. Now when you look at the library app here, you see park PNG showing here. Now we can click and drag it onto our stage. Now let's reduce the size of the window to say 25. So we have a look at the park. This is actually longer than or wider than the stage. So you drag it to your right. Pick the free transform tool and hold down shift whilst you reduce the height a little bit like this. Now bring it back to the edge like this, just like this. Make sure you select it again. Go to, or you can right click and then let's convert it to a symbol. You can name it park_1. And then you can let's insert a motion tween. Next, we want to extend the motion tween. We want it to last more than 1 second as indicated here. We want it to last for say 4 to 5 seconds. So what I'm doing actually right now is clicking and dragging the double-headed arrow till I get to the 4-second mark or 5 seconds. Yes, here. And then with the playhead still on the 5-second mark, it's expecting me to do the next move. I click and drag my park till it gets to the end like this. So I get a smooth motion of the park moving from the left to the right. You can test it and have a look at how it looks like this. So we can create a new layer. But I think this animation we just did is too fast and blurry. So let's reduce the time. So I'm going to do a Control Z. Sorry. And then I'm going to reduce the time. So we're on the 3-second mark now. Or should I extend it rather? I'm extending it to 6 seconds. And then I do the same thing. Let's see how it goes. Control, test. I think, yeah, this is a bit slower. I think this is better. So we're going to create a new layer. Let's rename this pack. Create a new layer. Double click, rename it ball. Pick your oval tool. Make sure your playhead is on a 0. Pick your oval tool. Lock the pack. Pick the oval tool. Look at the properties first. It's going to give you a fill of black. I'm going to use a gradient fill. Red. No outline, no stroke. Then I'm going to draw my ball. Somewhere to the right here, outside the stage, hold down shift. Like this, it's okay. And I'm going to convert this to a symbol. Then name it ball _1. And I will insert a motion tween. Now we're going to make the ball bounce at least 3 or 4 times off the stage. So I'll move my playhead to the 1 second mark and then drag my ball just here. Then I go to half a second, or 1.5. And I move it up. Like this, and then 2 second mark, comes down again, 2.5, goes up, 3.5, 4 seconds, 5, and then at 5.5 it bounces off the stage. Cool. So we can't see the part clearly, so I'm going to hide the pack. Now we can see the path clearly. So we can make changes to the path. I'm going to add some curve to each path that we just created. So when you see the curve on your cursor, then it means you can make adjustments to, or you can create a curve path. Then the last one goes off the stage, like this. Great. So now let's bring our playhead back to where the ball should begin and pick our free transform tool and then change the anchor point in the bottom of the ball, like this. And let's play back and see. Correct. Go back to 0. Now I'm going to apply some squash to the ball when it hits so that when it hits the floor, it seems to be okay. So to do that, I'm going to add some keyframes before and after each time it hits the floor. So, like say 2 frames before and 2 frames after will do, or I think 3. So I'll add a keyframe here. Go to 3 frames after, or add another keyframe and then come back to where it hit the floor here in the middle. Pick the free transform, select the ball, and squash it like this. So it comes back. So it has this bounce, bounce, bounce feel. So you go 3 to the next place where it hits the floor, 3 frames before and after. You add a keyframe. Then after, add a keyframe. I should add this keyframe here, no problem. And then where it hits the floor, squash, stretch. Then opens up again. And next time it hits the floor again, add a keyframe before and after. Then come to where it hits the floor, pick the free transform, squash, and stretch. Click here. And then it goes off the stage. So we can bring back our pack and test our animation. Go to control, test. So this is what we have. Okay, so we can add some shadow to the ball as it hits the floor. So we add another layer and rename the shadow. And place it beneath the ball layer and pick your oval tool and where the ball hits the floor first here. Okay, let's start from the beginning and then just draw an oval on the floor. We needed to make sure the oval is black, so I'm going to change the fill color to black and draw something like this on the floor. Now I'm going to convert this to simple because we are going to move it and then change the opacity of it as well. Convert to symbol, then it's shadow underscore 1. Then we can create a motion twin for that as well. And where it hits the floor first, here, this is where it hits the floor. Let's bring our shadow beneath it like this. So you see it creates a keyframe for it. That's correct. Now we go to, let's go to where 3 keyframes before it hits the floor. Then you select it, click on it once, and then come to your right and look for color effects and look for alpha. I'm going to reduce the alpha to say 30%, 30 or 31. Now go 3 frames further behind, select it again. Why is it not selecting? Great. And then this time reduce the alpha to 0. So 30, it hits the floor. So at this point here, no, this one, I need to zoom in so that I'll be able to select the shadow. Yeah, and then increase the alpha here to 100. Go some frames forward. I'm going to move it a bit like this, just beneath the ball, but reduce the alpha to 30. And then go 3 frames forward. Move it forward a bit, and then reduce the alpha to 0. So like this. So for the beginning, here, for this one, the alpha will be 0. It goes like this. So I'm going to repeat the process for the rest of the points where it hits the floor. And for the want of time, I'm going to speed up the video a little bit as I get it done. Okay, so we are done with the shadows, and then we can test out our animation. Great, so that does it for this tutorial. Hope to see you in the next one. You can leave your comments, suggestions, and questions that you have in the comment section. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. So till I see you in the next tutorial, it's bye.